Chapter 1. The Trap of Procrastination and the Power of the Simple Start. Welcome to Stop Wishing, Start Winning, your 7-day plan to beat procrastination. This is the guide for everyone who has ever looked at their to-do list and chosen to scroll through their phone instead. If you have a big goal, a project, a personal change, a new skill that keeps getting pushed to tomorrow, you are in the right place. We are not going to talk about complicated systems or expensive planning tools. We are going to talk about how the human mind works and how to use simple, natural tricks to get the job done. The problem. Why we delay. First, let's be honest about what procrastination is. It is not laziness. If you were lazy, you wouldn't be listening to an audiobook about productivity. Procrastination is an emotional problem, not a time problem. We delay things because they make us feel bad right now. Think about that big task you are avoiding, your focus task. When you think about starting it, what happens? Maybe you feel fear of failure. What if I do a bad job? Feeling overwhelmed. This is too big. I don't know where to start. Boredom or discomfort. This is going to be difficult and boring. Your brain sees this discomfort and thinks, danger, avoid it. So, it offers you a quick, easy escape. Checking email, watching a video, making a snack. This escape gives you a tiny, immediate feeling of relief. That relief is what makes the cycle of procrastination so hard to break. It teaches your brain that delaying the hard thing equals a good feeling. But we know the truth, don't we? That good feeling is short-lived. It quickly turns into a much heavier feeling: stress, guilt, and anxiety. The avoided task does not go away. It becomes a weight. It sits in the back of your mind, stealing your focus and energy all day long. This is the trap of procrastination. It promises comfort, but delivers stress. The myth of motivation. Many people believe they need to wait for motivation before they can start. They say, I just don't feel like working on it today. This is the great lie of productivity. Motivation is like a visitor. It comes and goes without warning. If you wait for motivation to arrive, you might wait forever. The successful people in the world are not the ones who always feel motivated. They are the ones who have a system for starting without motivation. Here is the secret. Action creates motivation. Think of a bicycle. It is hard to get it moving from a stop. You have to push down hard on the first pedal. But once the wheels are turning, it becomes easier to pedal, and you build speed. The same is true for tasks. When you force yourself to take the first, simple step, you create momentum. That momentum is the motivation you were waiting for. You start to see progress, and that progress makes you feel good. That good feeling makes you want to keep going. Identify your focus task. To escape the trap, we must stop thinking about the giant, scary project and focus on one specific thing. Look at your week. What is the one task that, if you completed it, would make the biggest positive difference in your life? This isn't the easy job of cleaning your inbox. This is the difficult, important task, the one that will move you forward. Maybe it's writing the first page of a report, making the difficult call to schedule an appointment, spending 30 minutes learning the first lesson of a new language, finally sorting through that pile of papers on your desk. This one item is your focus task. Write it down or say it out loud. Make it clear and impossible to ignore. Now, here is the critical rule for Chapter 1. We are not committed to finishing the focus task. That is too much pressure. Our only goal is to start it. We are only looking for a small crack in the dam of procrastination. We want to win. A small victory that proves to your brain, I am in control. The power of 5 minutes. We are going to introduce the simplest but most powerful rule in this entire plan. It is called the first 5 minutes rule. When you sit down to work on your focus task, you only have to commit to doing it for 5 minutes. Set a timer. Tell yourself, I will work on this for exactly 5 minutes. And when the timer rings, I have permission to stop. Why 5 minutes? It's small and not scary. Your brain can't argue with a 5-minute commitment. It's too short to feel overwhelming. It breaks the friction. The biggest resistance is the starting. Once you are working for 5 minutes, the resistance is almost always gone. It uses momentum. Often, when the timer rings, you will find yourself saying, I'm already here. I might as well do 5 more. You have tricked yourself into being productive. The first 5 minutes rule is a powerful weapon because it targets the emotional reason for procrastination, the fear of a big, long, difficult commitment, and replaces it with a tiny, easy one. Remember, it's not about how much you get done in those 5 minutes. It's about retraining your brain to start. In the next chapter, we will build on this simple idea and learn about the single priority system, which will show you how to choose your focus task every day so you never waste time deciding what to do. But for now, I want you to take 1 minute, identify your focus task, and prepare to try the first 5 minutes rule. Your 7-day plan starts with this single, tiny step. Chapter 2. The Single Priority System. Welcome back. In Chapter 1, we learned that procrastination is an emotional problem, and the cure starts with the first 5 minutes rule. Your goal is not to finish a big task, but just to start it for 5 minutes. This simple action creates momentum, which is the real fuel for motivation. But a question remains. Which task do you start? If your to-do list has 20 items, emails, phone calls, a big project report, cleaning the garage, how do you choose which one gets your first 5 minutes? If you choose the wrong task, you waste your most valuable energy. This is where we introduce the single priority system. The problem with long lists. Most people are addicted to long to-do lists. They write down everything they could do. They write 20 things and then they feel good just because the list is long. But at the end of the day, they look back and see they only finished the 3 easiest items. Maybe checking email twice or buying cat food. The big important project is still sitting there, untouched. A long list is not a plan, it is a burden. It causes stress because your brain sees 20 things and says, I can't do all that. Your brain gets overwhelmed. And when the brain is overwhelmed, it chooses to procrastinate. The power of. The truth about success is simple. You do not get paid for how many things you do. You get paid for how important the things you do are. The single priority system is based on a simple idea. Every day, you must choose one task that is more important than all others. We call this your one big thing, OBT. Think of your day like a giant ladder. There are many rungs you can climb, but you need to make sure the ladder is leaning against the right building, the building of your biggest goals. If you spend all day climbing a ladder that is leaning against the wrong building, you wasted your time, no matter how fast you climbed. Your one big thing must be the task that moves you toward your most important goals. The 2 questions to find your OBT. To find your one big thing, you need to stop asking, what is easy? And start asking 2 very important questions. Take out a piece of paper or open a simple note app and list the 5 or 6 most important things you need to do today. Now, ask yourself, question 1, the impact question. If I only did this one thing today, and nothing else, would I feel happy and successful at the end of the day? This question forces you to look at the result of the task, not just the action. Checking email all day might make you feel busy, but would it make you feel successful? Probably not. Working on your big report for 2 hours, even if you still have 20 emails left, would make you feel successful. Your OBT must pass the impact question test. It has to be the task that gives you the biggest feeling of progress. Question 2. The future question. Will doing this task today make the rest of my week or my month easier? This question helps you find the tasks that stop future problems. Organizing your files might seem boring, but if it saves you hours of searching next week, it passes the future question test. Making the big sales call today might be scary, but if it gets you a new client, it makes the whole next month better. If a task is important, passes question 1, and creates momentum for the future, passes question 2, then you have found your one big thing. Urgent versus important. When you look at your list, your brain will try to trick you. It will point to the urgent tasks and shout, "Do this! Do this now!" What are urgent tasks? They are the things that suddenly jump on your back and demand attention. A ringing phone, a friend who needs a quick favor, an email with the word urgent in the subject line. Urgent things are loud, but they are often not important. They are usually just other people's priorities becoming your emergency. Important tasks are different. They rarely shout. They are usually quiet, slow, and complex. They are the things that build your future. Learning a new skill, planning, writing, or building your business. They have no deadline today, so they are easy to push off. The key to the single priority system is, do the important task before the urgent ones try to hijack your day. Your one big thing is always important. It is often not urgent when you start, which is exactly why it is the one you must protect. The OBT work block. Once you have identified your one big thing, you must create a protected block of time to work on it. This is your most important appointment of the day. Treat it like a meeting with the CEO of your company. You would not cancel that meeting for a simple email, so don't cancel this time for anything less than a real emergency. Your OBT work block rules. Block the time. Schedule 60 to 90 minutes. Do this in the morning if possible, when your energy is highest. Disconnect. Turn off all notifications on your phone and computer. Close your email. You cannot focus on one thing if you are ready to jump to 20 other things. Use the first 5 minutes rule. Remember, the commitment is only to start for 5 minutes. Once you are in the work block, use those first 5 minutes to break the resistance. Open the document. Get the tools ready. Take one small step. The momentum will carry you forward. Imagine you are a security guard, and your job is to protect your one big thing from everything else. Emails are trying to sneak in. Phone calls are trying to climb the fence. You say, no. You protect that time. If you finish your one big thing early in the day, you have already won. Everything else you do is a bonus. The weight of the big, important task is gone, and you can handle the smaller, urgent tasks with a clear, calm mind. Chapter 3. The calendar is king, turning focus into time. Targets. Word count, 1,000 words. Welcome back to Stop Wishing, Start Winning. In the last 2 chapters, we set a strong foundation. We learned to beat procrastination by using the first 5 minutes rule to get started. And we learned to choose the right battle by finding our one big thing, OBT, for the day. But here is the truth. A great plan on paper means nothing if your day is messy. The biggest enemy of your one big thing is not laziness, it is chaos. It is the unexpected phone call, the pop-up email, the coworker who needs just a minute. To win the day, you must move your focus task from an idea to a fixed appointment in your life. The to-do list versus the schedule. Many people use a to-do list, and that's a good start. But a to-do list is just a place to collect tasks. It doesn't tell you when you will do them. Because of this, the most urgent, but often least important, tasks always get done first, and your OBT gets left until the end of the day when you are tired. We need to change your thinking. Your calendar is king. If a task is not in your schedule, it is just a wish. When you put a task in your calendar, it becomes a commitment. This is the power of time blocking. Time blocking is simply taking every item you plan to do, including your OBT, small tasks, and even breaks, and giving it a specific time slot on your calendar. Let's practice setting up your day with time blocks. Step 1. Schedule the king. The first thing you must put on your calendar is your OBT work block. You must treat this time like the most important meeting of the week. This is your golden hour. The time you work on the one big thing without any interruption. If your OBT is writing the first part of a report, schedule it. 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. OBT, write report draft. If your OBT is calling 3 new potential customers, schedule it. 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. OBT, client calls focus. Why 90 minutes? Because 90 minutes is enough time to get deep work done, but short enough that your mind can handle it. Remember, you will start it with the first 5 minutes rule, but you protect the entire 90 minutes to ensure you have the space to create real momentum. Do this at the beginning of your workday when your energy and focus are highest. Step 2. Batch the small stuff. In Chapter 2, we talked about urgent tasks. Things like checking email, answering simple questions, and cleaning your desk. These tasks are like mosquitoes. They are small, but they will steal your blood, your focus, one tiny bite at a time. The mistake people make is checking email or answering messages every time they hear a ding. This is called task switching, and it destroys productivity. Every time you switch from your OBT to an email, your brain takes up to 20 minutes to fully focus on the OBT again. The solution is batching. You put all the small, urgent tasks into their own time blocks. Email block. Schedule 2 30-minute blocks for email per day. One near the end of the morning and one near the end of the afternoon. Do not look at email outside these blocks. Admin block. Schedule 15 minutes to handle all quick, unimportant tasks. Paying a bill, filling out a form, moving files. By batching, you stop the mosquitoes from taking little bites all day. You let them feed only when you say they can. Step 3. Schedule the recovery. Your body is not a machine. You cannot work without stopping. Your brain needs time to rest and recharge. This is why you must also schedule your breaks and recovery time. The power of the 10-minute walk. Schedule a 10-minute walk after your OBT work block. Moving your body helps your brain clean up the thoughts from the work session and prepares it for the next task. Lunch. Schedule an actual protected lunch break. Do not eat at your desk. Move away from your work. If you don't schedule rest, your brain will take it anyway, by wandering off during your OBT time. Scheduling rest means you are in charge of your energy, not the other way around. Defending the time block. The art of no. Now that your OBT is locked into a time block on your calendar, you must learn to defend it. This is often the hardest part, especially if you work with other people. When someone tries to interrupt your golden hour, your OBT work block, you need a simple, polite, and firm way to say no. Here are 3 simple, kind ways to defend your focus. The check-in later method. When someone walks up to your desk or calls you, say, "I am in a deep focus block for the next hour to finish a critical task. Can I come find you at 10:30 a.m., or is this an actual emergency?" Result: you have politely pushed them off without saying, "I am too busy for you." You gave them a specific time to come back. The batching time method. When you get an instant message or a notification, say to yourself, "I will deal with this during my scheduled email block at 1 p.m. Result: you do not stop working. You do not switch tasks. The task is noted and put away for the right time. The simple truth method. For requests from a boss or coworker, say, "I would love to help with that. Right now I am scheduled to work on your OBT title. If I switch to your task now, your OBT title will be delayed until tomorrow. Which priority is more important today?" Result: you force the other person to help you prioritize. 9 times out of 10, they will say, "Keep working on your project." Learning to say no is not selfish. It is necessary for your success. You are saying yes to your goal. You are saying yes to your OBT. This week, your job is to make your calendar your new boss. Do not let your day just happen to you. Design your day using time blocks. Put the OBT first, batch the small stuff, and schedule the necessary rest. In Chapter 4, we will learn how to deal with the inevitable failures and setbacks. What happens when the schedule breaks and how to use the power of the next day reset to stay on track. Chapter 4. The Art of the Next Day Reset. Welcome back to Stop Wishing, Start Winning. So far we have covered starting, the first 5 minutes rule, choosing, the one big thing, and protecting, the calendar is king. You now have powerful tools to build a productive day. But here is a simple truth: you will fail. Life is messy. The schedule will break. The unexpected emergency will happen. A client will call with a real crisis. You will wake up tired and unmotivated. You will get to the end of your day, look at your calendar, and realize your one big thing is still unfinished. This is the point where most people quit. They think, well, the day is ruined. I'll just try again next week. They let one broken time block turn into a ruined week. This chapter is about stopping that chain reaction. It is about the most important skill in long-term productivity: the next day reset. The myth of perfection. The biggest enemy of the next day reset is the myth of perfection. This is the idea that if you cannot follow your plan exactly, then the plan is worthless. You must accept that productivity is not about being a robot. It is about getting back on track quickly. If you drop your plan for a moment, you don't throw the whole plan away. You just pick it up, dust it off, and continue. Think of it like driving a car. If you miss a turn, you don't park the car, get out, and walk home. You simply use the next turnoff to get back on the road. A small mistake is just a small mistake, unless you let it become a huge excuse. The power of the end-of-day review. The first part of the next day reset actually happens at the end of the current day. It takes just 5 minutes, but it is the key to winning tomorrow. Before you shut down your computer and walk away from work, stop for a moment and look at your day. Do not judge yourself, just observe. Ask yourself 2 simple questions. What did I complete? Write down 1 or 2 things you actually finished. This is crucial for your emotional health. You need to see your wins. Even finishing 5 emails or making that one difficult phone call counts as a win. What is the one most important task that is incomplete? This is the unfinished one big thing from today, or the next critical step for tomorrow. This task becomes your new OBT for the next morning. By answering these two questions, you do three things. You acknowledge your progress, reducing guilt. You prevent your brain from worrying all night, improving sleep. You set the first, most important item for the next day, removing decision-making stress. The goal of the end-of-day review is to leave work at work. You reset the board for tomorrow so you can relax tonight. Step 1 of the reset, the morning commitment. When the next morning arrives, you do not let yesterday's failure change your plan. The very first step of the next day reset is to recommit to your calendar. Do not check email. Do not look at social media. These things will pull you back into the chaos you are trying to escape. Take 3 minutes and look at the schedule you set up the night before. See the OBT that you identified. Now, go back to our earliest rule, the first 5 minutes rule. You might feel heavy. You might feel a little guilty that the task is still there. That is normal. Your job is not to feel better. Your job is to start. Open the document. Turn on the tool. Write the first sentence. Just 5 minutes. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your procrastination. Starting, even when you are tired, is the most powerful act of discipline. Step 2 of the reset, the energy audit. Sometimes you cannot start because your energy is truly low. Maybe you slept badly, or you had a demanding call early on. The next day reset allows you to make a smart adjustment instead of completely giving up. This is the energy audit. If your OBT requires high focus, like writing a complex report, but you only have low energy, do not try to force it. That will just lead to poor work and frustration. Instead, ask, what is the simplest, lowest energy version of my OBT I can do for 30 minutes? Low energy version. Instead of writing the full report, maybe you just spend 30 minutes reading the notes and organizing the headings. You are still moving the ball forward. Low energy version. Instead of calling all 3 clients, maybe you just spend 30 minutes writing out exactly what you will say in those calls. You are preparing for success later. By doing the lowest energy version of the most important task, you still protect your OBT. You keep the momentum alive, and you make the task much easier when your energy returns later in the day. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. The ultimate rule: never skip the OBT 2 days in a row. If you skip your one big thing one day, it is a simple setback. If you skip it 2 days in a row, it becomes a habit. This is the ultimate rule of the next day reset. You must never, ever allow your OBT to be skipped 2 days in a row. If you missed it Monday, you absolutely must schedule your OBT work block first thing on Tuesday morning. Treat it with the urgency that most people reserve only for emergencies. Because, for your long-term goals, this is an emergency. By forcing yourself back on track immediately, you teach your brain that delaying is temporary, but the commitment is permanent. You are building resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding mistakes. It is about how fast you recover from them. Remember, the day is ruined only if you decide it is ruined. Stop wishing. Start winning by hitting the reset button every single morning. In Chapter 5, we will explore the different types of tasks on your list and how to use a simple, non-copyrighted system for prioritizing everything else besides your one big thing. Chapter 5. The Action Quadrants. Sorting your tasks. Welcome back to Stop Wishing, Start Winning. So far, we have mastered starting with the first 5 minutes rule, prioritizing with the one big thing, OBT, scheduling with the calendar as king, and recovering with the next day reset. Now, we face a new problem. You have identified your OBT. but you still have a long list of other tasks, maybe 30 items, that need to be handled. You cannot just ignore everything else. In this chapter, we will introduce the action quadrants, a simple system for quickly sorting every task on your list so you know exactly what to do with it, or when to throw it away. This system is designed to stop you from wasting time on low-value activities. The 2 critical questions. Every task on your list, from the biggest project to the smallest email, can be sorted by answering 2 questions. Is this task important? Does this task move you closer to your long-term goals? Does it help you build a better future, learn a new skill, or improve your health? Is this task quick? Can I complete this task in less than 15 minutes? When you combine these 2 questions, you get 4 categories. Our action quadrants. Quadrant 1. The quick wins. Important and quick. This quadrant is where you find your biggest, easiest victories. These are tasks that matter and can be done right away. Examples: sending a simple confirmation email, organizing 5 key files, or signing a contract. The rule: do it now. If a task is important and takes less than 15 minutes, do it immediately. Do not put it on your list for later. The effort of writing it down and remembering it for later is often more work than just doing the task. The benefit: completing these tasks gives you a quick rush of success, building positive momentum and clearing the mental space for bigger things. Think of them as cleaning the easy mess, so you can focus on the big project. Quadrant 2. The focus blocks. Important and not quick. This is the home of your one big thing, OBT, and other large, significant projects. These tasks are the building blocks of your successful future. They take time, deep focus, and high energy. Examples: writing a major report, preparing for a big presentation, or studying for a certification exam. The rule: block it and defend it. These tasks must be placed into your calendar as protected 90-minute time blocks, as we discussed in Chapter 3. These tasks cannot be done when you are tired or distracted. The benefit: spending time here is spending time on your future. This is where real success is built, and it's why your OBT is always drawn from this quadrant. Quadrant 3. The distractions, not important and quick. This is the trickiest quadrant. These tasks often feel urgent because they come from outside sources or use common digital tools, but they do not help you achieve your goals. They are easy to do and often highly interruptive. Examples: scrolling through social media, watching news headlines, answering non-work-related instant messages, or cleaning up emails that don't need a response. The rule: batch it or shrink it. Never do these tasks when they pop up. Put them into their own batching time blocks, for example, 15 minutes right after lunch. If the task is purely for fun or distraction, schedule a set amount of time for it and stick to the timer. The benefit: by batching or limiting these tasks, you recognize them for what they are, time fillers, and stop them from constantly stealing your attention away from the important work in quadrants 1 and 2. Quadrant 4. The waste bin. Not important and not quick. These are the tasks that give you a feeling of busyness, but produce almost no real-world results. They take a long time and have zero impact on your important goals. Examples: deeply organizing files you will never use again, perfecting a document that only 5 people will see, or spending an hour researching a topic that isn't connected to your current goals. The rule: delete it or delegate it. If a task is not important and takes a long time, you should either delete it from your list entirely or find someone else who can do it. Delegate it. Your time is too valuable to spend on Quadrant 4 tasks. The benefit. Deleting tasks is a huge boost to your productivity. The fastest way to finish a task is to decide not to do it at all. Your daily sorting practice. Starting tonight, when you do your end-of-day review, Chapter 4, take your entire to-do list and sort it using these 4 quadrants. Look for the OBT, Quadrant 2. Find your one most important big task. Schedule it first. Deleted the waste, Quadrant 4. Cross off everything that is not important and takes a long time. You will feel a burst of relief. Do the quick wins, Quadrant 1. Schedule a short time in the morning to knock out all the 15-minute important tasks. Batch the distractions, Quadrant 3. Put all the remaining low-value but quick items into set time blocks later in the day. By using the action quadrants, you stop feeling overwhelmed by a long list. Instead, you see a clear, manageable plan. You move from the emotional stress of procrastination to the clear logic of action. You are putting first things first, every single day. Chapter 6. The Focus Field. Mastering Your Environment. Welcome back to Stop Wishing, Start Winning. You now know how to start a task, choose the right task, schedule it, reset after failure, and sort all the smaller tasks using the action quadrants. All of these tools focus on internal discipline, your thoughts and your calendar. But now we must deal with the most powerful enemy of focus, the outside world. Your environment, your desk, your room, your computer screen, is either your best friend or your worst enemy. It either encourages deep work or it whispers distractions to you every minute. This chapter is about creating a focus field, an environment where procrastination simply cannot grow. The myth of multitasking. The first lie you must destroy is the myth of multitasking. Your brain cannot truly focus on 2 important tasks at once. When you think you are multitasking, you are actually just rapidly switching between tasks. Every switch costs you energy and time, making every task take longer and lowering the quality of your work. You need a single focus environment to support your single priority system. The 3 walls of the focus field. Creating your focus field involves building 3 simple walls to keep distractions out: the physical wall, the digital wall, and the mental wall. 1. The physical wall. Your desk and space. Your physical space needs to support your one big thing, OBT. A messy desk is a messy mind. Every pile of papers or unrelated item is a visual distraction that reminds your brain of something else it could be doing. The just enough rule. When you sit down to start your OBT work block, your desk should only contain the things you need for that specific task. Before starting, clear everything else. Move the unrelated books, the old coffee cups, and any papers that belong to a different project. If you are writing, you need your computer and maybe a notebook. That's it. The power of clean. Spend the first 5 minutes of your workday, or before your OBT block, cleaning your desk. This simple, easy action gives you a feeling of control and signals to your brain that it is time for focused work. The lighting and sound check. Light. Make sure your workspace is well lit. Poor lighting makes your eyes tired, and a tired body will look for an excuse to quit. Sound. Do you work better with complete silence or with simple background noise, like instrumental music? Find what works for you and use it consistently. Headphones are a powerful tool for building a personal focus field, even in a busy place. They send a clear signal to others: I am working, do not interrupt. 2. The digital wall, your computer and phone. Your computer and phone are the biggest sources of distraction today. They are designed to constantly pull your attention away from what is important. You must be aggressive in managing them. The black screen method. When you start your OBT work block, treat your computer screen like a black canvas. Only open the single file or program you need for the OBT. Close everything else. Close your email tab. Close all social media windows. Close any documents related to other projects. Use tools. Many computers and phones have a Do Not Disturb mode or Focus mode. Turn it on. It stops all notifications from popping up. Remember, you have scheduled time to check those distractions during your batching time, Chapter 5, not during your golden hour. The phone jail. Your phone is designed to be a habit machine. The visual of the phone, even when turned over, is a distraction. When working on your OBT, put your phone in another room or inside a drawer. Out of sight means out of mind. A simple trick. Turn the phone over and put it far enough away that you would have to stand up to reach it. That small effort of having to stand up will often be enough to make you stop and think, is this interruption really more important than my one big thing? 3. The mental wall, pre-work planning. The final wall is about stopping your mind from wandering. Your brain loves to interrupt a difficult task by sending you helpful thoughts like, "Oh, I need to buy milk later," or "Don't forget to pay that bill." The brain dump note. Keep a simple piece of paper or a small notebook right next to your keyboard. This is your mental wall. When a random thought or interruption appears, do not switch tasks. Simply write the thought down on the brain dump note and immediately return to your OBT. The promise. By writing it down, you promise your brain that you won't forget the task. Your brain is satisfied and lets you get back to work. Review. Only look at the brain dump note when your OBT work block is finished. Then, you can sort those items into your action quadrants for tomorrow. By building these 3 walls, physical, digital, and mental, you stop relying on willpower and start relying on a system. You are controlling your environment so your environment doesn't control you. Chapter 7. The 7-Day Plan. Turning Rules into Habits. Welcome to the final chapter of Stop Wishing, Start Winning, your 7-day plan to beat procrastination. We have traveled from the moment of delay to the moment of action. You now hold a complete toolkit. The first 5 minutes rule for starting. The one big thing, OBT, for choosing. The calendar is king for scheduling. The next day reset for recovery. And the action quadrants and focus field for managing everything else. These are not just good ideas. They are simple, proven systems. But a system only works if you use it consistently. This chapter gives you a clear 7-day plan to integrate all these simple tools into one powerful, permanent habit. Day 1. The smallest start. Your only goal today is to prove to yourself that starting is easy. Focus tool. The first 5 minutes rule. Action. Choose one difficult, avoided task, your focus task. It doesn't have to be your biggest long-term goal. It just has to be the task you are most likely to procrastinate on today. Execution. Sit down, set a timer for 5 minutes, and work on that task without distraction. When the timer rings, you have full permission to stop. The win. You win today not by finishing the task, but by simply starting and stopping on time. You have broken the initial fear and created the first bit of momentum. Day 2. Find your one big thing. Now that you know you can start, you must focus that energy on what truly matters. Focus tool. The one big thing, OBT. Action. Before starting work, use the impact question. If I only did this one thing today, would I feel successful? To choose your single most important task. This is your OBT. Execution. Protect 60 to 90 minutes for your OBT. Turn off your phone and email. Use the first 5 minutes rule to get into your OBT work block, and let the momentum carry you for the full block of time. The win. You finished the most important thing, not just the easiest thing. Day 3. Make your calendar king. It is time to move your good intentions from a list to a locked-in schedule. Focus tool. Time blocking. Calendar is king. Action. Plan your entire workday using time blocks. Put your OBT first. Exit. Execution. Schedule small fixed blocks for your batching time. Emails, small chores. Most importantly, schedule your breaks and recovery. A 10-minute walk or a proper lunch. If it's not in the calendar, it doesn't happen. The win. You stop reacting to your day and start designing your day. You feel in control, not rushed. Day 4. Build the focus field. Today, you stop fighting your environment and start using it to work for you. Focus tool. The 3 walls: physical, digital, mental. Action. Build your focus field around your OBT work block. Execution. Clear your physical desk to only what you need. Put your phone in the phone jail, another room or a drawer. Keep a small brain dump note next to you to catch stray thoughts without switching focus. The win. You achieve a level of deep focus that was impossible when your environment was full of interruptions. Day 5. Master the sorting system. Your to-do list is full of items. Today you will sort them with logical speed. Focus tool. The action quadrants. Action. Look at all your remaining tasks that are not your OBT. Sort them into the 4 quadrants: quick wins, focus blocks, distractions, and waste bin. Execution. Do the quick wins, under 15 minutes, important, immediately. Batch the distractions, like email, for later. Delete or delegate everything in the waste bin, long, unimportant tasks. The win. You find hours of time that you were previously spending on low-value tasks. Your list shrinks in a smart, effective way. Day 6. The reset day. Embrace failure. Today we practice recovery. The schedule is going to break. Maybe you sleep in. Or a big emergency happens at 11 a.m. Focus tool. The next day reset and the ultimate rule. Action. If your day breaks or your OBT is not finished, practice the end-of-day review. Acknowledge your wins, no matter how small. Identify the incomplete OBT and make it your mandatory OBT for tomorrow morning. Execution. The key is to never skip the OBT 2 days in a row. Force the reset button. The failure of one day does not define your week. The win. You build resilience. You learn that a mistake is just information, not a reason to quit. Your ability to recover quickly is your new superpower. Day 7. The habit lock. Today is the day you make this plan permanent. Focus tool. Consistency and review. Action. Go through all 6 steps for the 7th time. But now, teach them to someone else. Explaining the rules to a friend, family member, or even just saying them out loud helps lock the knowledge deeper into your mind. Execution. Schedule a weekly review time block. 30 minutes every Sunday afternoon, for example. Use this time to look back and ask, did I choose the right OBTs? Which distraction hurt me most? Then, plan and schedule your OBTs and time blocks for the week ahead. The win. You have moved from trying a few tricks to owning a complete system. Your success is no longer based on motivation. It is based on a reliable, simple habit. Your final commitment. Procrastination promises ease but delivers stress. Productivity demands effort but delivers freedom. You now have the power to choose. Remember the first 5 minutes rule. When you face a big, scary task, you don't need to finish the whole book. You just need to turn the first page. Stop wishing, start winning. Your journey to mastery has just begun.